Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tens of thousands of people were forced to flee their homes as destructive wildfires swept through Spokane. Days later, many are still waiting for the okay to return. Fox 13's A.J. Janival spoke to dozens of people today dealing with the hardships and uncertainty these fires have caused to their lives.
Great glory. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's good to be here. Today is Noga, August 7th, 2026, and it's currently 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. My apologies in advance. I'm trying to do this Esau's Trouble as fast as I can to post it at 9. Hopefully I have an hour or two to process, so YouTube will take care of the thing that it needs to be taken care of. So, beloved, listen, I did promise that I was going to make the Japanese earthquake that happened 2 weeks ago. Still do not have the time to do this because everything that happened over there in Spokane, Washington State is a lot. So we are going to go through these things, all right? Before I got into this, I want to make a disclaimer that personally, I have nothing to do with this, just to be redundant on a personal level. I know this thing was set up by a fellow that for some reason either he said he heard a spirit told him to do this, but I do know that the ley lines are being activated and then he is doing this, all right? So through the power of prayer, the angels, the mighty one, the Holy Spirit herself, she's clearing and cleaning the land. Numbers 35, 33. This is what's going on. Second thing is, on our Patreon, for those of you that just signed up, we release 3 ways for you to activate the ley lines. Okay? This is good for Entrat Implement Gravis only. You go ahead and get it on your own. Because the reason why we do this, we're not supposed to put those things out there in the midst of the profane. 1, 2, and then when things like that happen, people won't say, oh, well, I feel sorry because other people's houses burned down. Now, couple other things you're going to notice in the comments, not here in those video comments, where people are going to say, well, why does the trees stand tall and they are not affected? Okay, well, if you read the great book, the good book, and the book of Revelation, it is said when they give the order to the black horse, it said, hurt not the earth, the trees, my people, the oil and things like that, hurt them not, but everything else, destroy them. Let's keep on moving to see here, beloved. This is prophecies. This is number 2 of the Apocalypse of Abraham, fiery conflagration of the cities. Years ago, when we started this thing back in 2019, 2020, people were saying, oh, well, the fire only happened in the forest. Man, it's California. It never will get to the cities because the firefighters are so smart. They are so strong. Here we go. They are so strong. I was looking for my slide whistle right there. My daughter gonna come in the room because whatever. So yeah, you're going to see how the trees, okay, fine, good, but the cars and things like that. But for this, it's so trouble. Let me enlarge this because there's so much in there, and we're going to focus mainly on the fires. There are a lot more things happening: the flooding, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, the killing, the stuff happening out there. But we're going to focus on the fire because it's so much. All right, let's keep on moving.
Scariest thing I've ever been through.
The hazy Thursday sun rises over the destruction caused by Spokane fires.
Going to check on my home, it's still standing, thank goodness.
Neighbors impacted by the Old Trails fire tell me they faced a chaotic scene trying to evacuate their homes.
Once more, if you look closely here, beloved, this grass here is green. It's normal, it's green, yea, indeed, the trees still stand. Okay, and the houses are burned down, because the trees, the grass, the earth is not the target. The target is those folks' houses. Now, I noticed in the beginning of the video right here, let me see, right there. You know what? Let's take it right here.
Ever been through?
The hazy Thursday sun rises over the destruction.
There you go. So I notice here, you can see there's a black man right there walking, pushing a stroller. There's a baby in there. I'm just assuming this is his wife and things like that. So I wanted to go back into this. The reason why, it's because of this. I want the people to know that, all right? It's because of this right here. I'm trying to get the actual video, but this fellow right here, okay?
All right, so for those of you who are wondering, my house has officially burnt down. It's gone. My wife and I and my kids, we're all okay, and our cat is fine. We have a lot of options, and we have our church that's helping us. So we're gonna be okay. That does mean that not my entire, but a lot of my retro game collection is gone. But you know what, guys? It's just stuff. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out. Just please keep praying for my family. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, but we're gonna be okay. I probably won't be posting here for a while due to the fact that my house burned down, but that's the update. So thanks. All right, so for those of you who are wondering,
so this is one of the main reasons why I have to post this, because usually when our people see something like this, they get emotional. Excuse me, okay? They get emotional. When somebody that look like us, okay, not have nothing against this brother, this woman, none of that. And I'm having a problem with this next line right here. I'm going to tell you that my problem is that line.
my house has officially burnt down.
I have to
it's
problem
gone.
with that.
My wife and I and my kids, we're all okay, and our cat is fine.
No problem.
We have a lot of options, and we have our church.
That's my problem. We have our church. To know that those are the Christians. Those are the Christians. Those are the people that will fight you tooth and nail in the comment board. Those are the ones that will stand 10 toes, 20 toes down and fight you. And the Christians are paying out there. Then again, I'm not saying this brother here with this woman could be his sister, could be his daughters, could be his mother, could be his wife, could be somebody he's just helping. But know this, when we see things like that, beloved, I don't want my people to get emotional. Remember, anytime you see one of those guys, either the house burned down or they get taken out, there's a reason for that. We must investigate and say, okay, well, what happened there? What could have caused this? What could have caused this gentleman's house to, burn down? There's a lot more, okay? A lot more. And those are the people that are underground, okay? All right? So this woman, this is a joke. Okay? This is like a joke, to her. All right, this is just like selfie things, with the baby smiling, the entire place is burning down, she's making faces. All right, some people do this type of crap. All right, they do this type of crap. So yeah, all right, so let's take some of the TikTok. I will explain this fellow right here. This guy, they say Mr. Aaron Fenenchi. Okay, why his name is Aaron or Aaron? Okay, the high priest of the Most High God. Let's take okay, yeah, all right, let's take this woman right quick.
United States. I'm a Canadian and I live in the United States. There's a bunch of fires in my state right now, and every time I see one of them, I read the comments. The Canadians in the comments are just being vile. Can somebody please explain to me why, when people are losing their homes, their pets, everything they own, and Canadians are just being vile in the comments while it's actually underway happening? It's so disheartening. And I'd really like to understand why all you Canadians in the comments section are just being so nasty. I thought we were supposed to be loving and kind. This isn't loving and kind. It's just atrocious. What's happened to Canada? I'm so sad. Things have changed.
Change indeed. The reason why the Canadian were doing, well, they are still pissed off about this. There are many of them. First, they see Trump tariff as being unfair. They were America's ally. They did everything that you guys say to do. They obey everything. They never bothered you. I'm not Canadian. I'm speaking on the behalf of what the Canadians been writing. They come here on vacation. Me being in South Florida, the Canadian was a huge boost in my business. Hell, I had a Canadian fellow. He was like one of those hedge fund fellow. That guy was like, he was like 60% of my business. He was Canadian. You know, when he would come down there and he would use my services and I would have other location for him. This guy, he used to be good for me. The Canadian came down there in 2008 when the when the housing market crashed. The Canadian dollar was more than the US dollar. So a lot of Canadians, especially down there in South Florida, they bought a lot of condos. They are the primary buyers of condos. Now those condos worth millions. They bought a lot of them by the beach and a hell of a lot of them in the hood. So you have Canadian living in Canada. They have people renting money. They are making money. So what Trump did, he put a lot of tariff on them. And they don't like that. And he threatened to make Canada the 51st state, just like Greenland. He threatened to make Canada this and that. Those people don't take it too lightly. Just because they are kind and loving doesn't mean you can go over there and bully them. Then again, I'm just trying to clarify things here. I couldn't care because Canada is a part of the United States. Canada was all about the French. The French lost their fight against the Haitian. Do your research and you'll know what according to the rule of war, you know what that means. So they didn't appreciate that. They didn't appreciate why people will just go over there and bully them. People remember what you said. That's why they like a lot of people talk crap. One of the main reasons, for instance, you see what you people are saying in the comment board, the live chart. Here's an example. Let's say you type something in the live chart right now and you made a mistake. It could be a typo or something, and then you say delete it. You click, right click, delete, or whatever, you press delete. The comment will show that you retracted what you said. Okay, you retracted it. But if you say this thing and then you made a mistake and this isn't what you wanted to say, or you say something offensive, and then that thing that you said, you never corrected it, and then you go out there, you say something else, or I'm sorry, without retracting what you said, without saying, okay, I retract, I withdraw, and things like that. Now, the people that's going to watch in the future, they are going to see the things that you said. And then they were like, how could you say this? But if you retract what you said, they won't be able to see it in the replay. It's exactly the same way in the spiritual realm. When you're speaking, you say a bunch of proud stuff, a bunch of things out of hatred of your own heart, because it's not people make you say those things. You were already had those hatred in your heart. You said all those things, and then you find out that you were wrong. You never said, okay, well, I take back, I withdraw, I retract, I was wrong. All the stuff that I said about this person, this group of people, that company and stuff, I was wrong. I was in my emotion, and then I retract all of this. I take back, and I'm sorry. And I would like to personally apologize to this person and that person, and I would like to make amends. Well, you didn't. So what happened here is that thing even recording right now? Is it? Okay, all right, looks like it is recording. So the Canadian, they remember, okay? People remember what you said. Just because they don't say anything back, they remember. Everything that you say is being recorded. So when you say all those things, though, Canada is a weak bunch of weak people. Trudeau is like a weak feminine man, though he's a massive cowboy. True, but when you say that, you say all the Canadians, they are cowboys, and some of those dudes out there, they're all about that, man. They ain't gonna, they're all about that life, man. They ain't gonna sit there and say nothing just because somebody says silent. They obey, they follow the law, they follow the rule. Doesn't mean they are cowards. So you there, you know, Canada always been the punching bag, and all the cartoons. South Park make a whole episode about taking over Canada, Family Guy, and all the other shows. And comedian make fun of Canada, and they never fight back because they just say this is a joke. We don't until it get real. That's some of the reason. The other reason, there is a wildfire in Canada right now. There have been a lot of wildfires there. So what happened is when the wildfire happened in Canada, we discussed this in our last videos, and the smoke reached New York because it's so bad. So the Canadians that are fighting this fire, the Canadian firefighters, they have common sense. They realize that, hey, this fire is too big for a human or human beings. Our technology cannot fight this thing toe to toe. They withdraw their men. They like, let it burn. There's nothing we can do. If we force our men, our people get into this, they'll die. And some of them did die. So they pull out and they let the people evacuate it. They let this thing burn. The fire reached New York. So because of that, Trump went online, tweeted, the X, the Truth Social, whatever that is. He threatened them. Tariff was put on. People said, well, the tariff was put not because of the wildfire or the smoke, but the Canadians don't see it like that. So they're like, yo, this thing is, we're trying our best here, man. This hash is real over here, man. This is not fake news. We are losing our homes. We are losing our livelihood. We are losing our property. We are losing our men, our women. We're losing the land and stuff like that. And you went over there, you put the tariff on us? Well, the tariff has nothing to do with the smoke and stuff like that. And that's it. And then a week later, this fire happened in Spokane. So now the Canadian went out there and say, how does that feel? You know, to watch your loved one, your house burn down, and they're making fun of you guys. And they're like, well, you guys should have raked the forest. You guys should have do this. And if your fire, smoke, come over there in Canada to my house, I will sue you. Because you should have been able to take care of that. And that's why they were so nasty in the comment board. You people are asking black folk, well, why you black people also going out there and lashing out at everybody and stuff? Well, what you take centuries of talking down to a group of people, make them feel like Hish, and then at the end they will just humble, because that's all they've been doing, being humble. Like the brother saying his song, imagine being spitting on and then stay humble. People coming over there and tell you, stay humble. Be humble, man. Don't fight. Don't do anything. No, the fight is on. Like I said, this is good for therapy. Just because someone never fight back, never said anything, that doesn't mean he can't speak or cannot fight back. And the Canadian being in the comment boards, man, all over. I'm surprised, but black folk don't have any... most black people don't care about that because this is conspiracy theories. It's not really happening. It's just the government tried to do this. Black folk was supposed to take over the comment board and tell those people, there you go. Remember Black Wall Street? Remember the Rosewood? Remember all those things? Remember the lynching? Remember the burning? Well, this is it, man. This is the recompense. But they don't care about that. It's just celebrity. Most of them don't care about it. All right. So this woman is asking why? Why Canadian being so horrible? Because you people were making fun of them when that fire still burning in Canada. Beloved, the fires are everywhere. That fire over there in Europe and France and Morocco, Spain or Greece or whatever, Turkey, it's still going on. We got one clip over there. It's still going on. Okay, so that's what we wanted to. How long we are into this? Okay, all right, well, let's take another video. Okay, that's why. All right, I wanted to get the old videos when that thing just happened. It's been burning for a week now. Okay, it's been burning for a week. All right. I think this dude, no, I don't want the one from the news station. I want the independent one where people upload. There was a woman, she was, okay, all right, I think this one. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Okay, I think I did this dude's right here.
I keep seeing this photo circulating, and has anyone confirmed this is actually Spokane and this is not AI? Because it's getting harder and harder to tell, but some of it, the details just don't look right, and no one's been like, oh yeah, that's my neighborhood. Is this AI or is this an actual photo?
Okay, so people are confused. That's actually Spokane. The house is burned, but the trees didn't. Well, let me see. Okay, there's a woman. She was crying all over. Let me see this one. Where's the woman? This thing been burning for a week now, and it's still no. Okay, I think it's this one. Where? Nope. Okay, let's see this dude right quick.
My name is Adrian Frost, and for 20 years I lived at 4407 West Excel Avenue. On Saturday, August 1st, that all changed. At 1:30 p.m., I was playing volleyball at Dwight Merkle in the annual Spike and Dig competition, and by 7 p.m., my house, my neighborhood, everything was destroyed. Throughout my whole life, no matter what I was dealing with, the loss of my mom, my first kiss, laughing with friends, my first heartbreak, snowboarding, playing soccer, I was able to come back here, to home, to my neighborhood. And now that's all changed. 2 days ago, me and my dad were unable to get my cat out safely. We were unable to get clothes, electronics, family portraits, books, basic necessities. Everything we had built is just now in ruins. I'm sharing this because I'm not the only person here who's affected by this. If you look all the way down, you can see nothing but ruins.
Okay.
If you're seeing this, please do whatever you can to raise awareness to the Spokane fires and the people that are affected by this. Sharing this video, liking this video, whatever you can do something to help us out.
And here's the thing. Whenever something like that happened to those folks, it is always, okay, well, you guys are going to have to help here. Okay, you can do something about this. We need help here. All right, and people are like, oh, prayers and thoughts and things like that. And when this has happened to not people that look like you folks, well, the comment board says stop begging. You live in a democratic or democrat state. Well, so what, you want welfare? You welfare queen in this. You welfare that and that. Pull yourself by the bootstrap. Hey, why don't you call your insurance? And stuff like that. Well, why don't you guys stop smoking? The fire was started because one of you was smoking. One of you was drinking. One of you was cooking crack and things like that. Okay? These type of things, I can't zoom in this. These type of things happen all the time. But I can't zoom in this, as you can see here. And then again, excuse me. I don't know if you guys can see this. This look like a face to me, this tree. All right, this is the forehead right there. This is the forehead right here. This is the hair, the head, and the back of the head right there. And this is the eye right here, and the nose right there, the upper lip, and then the chin, and the beard. You know, look like a face looking that way. At least that's what I'm seeing. All right. So this dude been living there for 20 years. He at least he's 20 years old. I'd say he's 25. He's a young man. You know, his dad house, his cat. You know, he lost everything. You know, lost everything. This is how it feel, man. You know, you lost everything. You lost your home. You lost your cat. You lost everything, and you're young. People will come up in your office and tell you, well, why don't you get a job? Pull yourself by the bootstrap. Start over. People will come up with their stories too. Well, I lost my home too. So you think you think this make you unique? Is that what that is? You think you're better than me? Well, do you? All right. Those are the people that it's best when you speak to them, while when you watch their videos, because they tell you exactly. Hang on. Excuse me. Okay. All right. This is what I wanted to bring to the people. Okay.
So I live in Spokane, Washington, and basically right now our entire town is on fire. There are 2 major fires, and collectively at one point it was about 10,000 acres that were burning. There has been over 600 structures that have been lost, and up to this point I haven't heard of any lives being lost, thank God. But I want to back this up a little bit because something about this fire just does not sit right with me. So if you back up about a month, maybe 2 months, and if you live in Spokane, you would have remembered that there was a very large scale data center that was proposed to be brought to Spokane that would have been a great drain on our power grid and the Spokane River. So the city put a 1-year pause on welcoming that data center into the area until they determined what kind of impacts exactly it would have on our local ecosystem, power grid, etc., right? So they were told no, not right now. And I'm going to put a picture right here. Okay, there's a picture right here. I would just like you to look at the areas of the proposed data centers compared to the evacuation zones and the fire zones of these houses that were lost on where they wanted to put the data centers. So they said no, and all of a sudden thousands of acres burned to the ground. I'll just let you guys do the math, but something ain't right.
And it was data centers, that enslave our beloved. It was data centers that shoot them in the back of the head, that take away everything for them. Data centers, they are the one that took over the land. 1492, it was data center that came down there. And data center deed, Numbers 35:33, it was because of data centers that the blood was spilled upon the land. This couldn't be you guys are being cleared of the land. It couldn't be that you guys are being punished for all your horrible sins that your forefathers did. And you always come up with some garbage thing. Back then it was DEW. Now it is data centers. Back then it was CGI. Now it is AI. You never want to admit it that our power is doing this. You never want to admit it that this thing happened because of the way that you treat the true children of God. Okay? This thing is happening in France. So what? The American want to build data center over there too? It's like this thing happened in Bordeaux. They literally wiped out a whole village because of data center too. Is that what that is? So the so-called elites are not burning down the hood. The hood is not burning down. They are not literally wiped out Chicago or whatever places that get a concentration of black folk. They won't do that. They won't go to Mississippi and wipe it out. But they are wiped out very wealthy neighborhood, actually where they live at. Somebody said, well, the same thing happened to Hawaii and California. Yeah, the place that it happened at Palisade, where all the billionaires, TV producers and TV directors, actors, the cream of the crop live. Yet there's still no data center there. But the people over there, the houses and land burned down, they can't return. It's everything, anything but our power. And you have black folk coming out there, especially the Christians. That's why I have no sympathy for them. They'll say, oh, it's because of data center. The elite is doing this. We need to go ahead and pray for those people. We need to show solidarity. We don't. All right. There are many of those folks out there. Oops. I think there's this brother is working in the fire.
I was meant to be new.
Okay.
I was.
Oops. This brother. Whoop. Ah. Ay ay ay. I think let's see this one. Hopefully there's no music.
700 homes burnt to the ground, left in perfect white ash. And you're telling me that the trees surrounding those homes are gonna be fine because you have dealt with house fires that left the trees unharmed.
Because it was given by the angel, say, do not hurt the trees, do not hurt the animals, do not hurt the oil, but everything else, take them down.
This is not a house fire. This is a suburban fire assault.
That's exactly what it is. The angels are indeed in the midst. Okay, over 700 homes. They just trying to make this thing. They're just trying to sanitize it. Okay, so all right. I think like I make my point over there. Okay, boy, we're gonna. Oh, it's already been 30 minutes. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student, Gravis, and better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! Yes, indeed. Join our Patreon, study with us. Get your wisdom, study to show thyself approved. Let's keep on moving.
Destruction caused by Spokane fires.
Going to check on my home. It's still standing. Thank goodness.
Neighbors impacted by the Old Trails fire tell me they faced a chaotic scene trying to evacuate their homes.
It's because you couldn't get out. Every side street, every main road, everything was so jam-packed with cars.
Nobody would let us out of our driveway. We had bumper-to-bumper traffic in front of our house, and you see people in panic mode, and they forget that we're all in the same boat.
The Warnocks were eventually able to get out.
And they shouldn't, because you don't really know who you're living next to until there is a crisis. Warren Buffett once said, it is when the tide comes your way you find out who's been swimming naked. Up until the blessing is drying up and you'll see who was in trouble and who was wearing a mask and who really is friends or sympathize and stuff like that. See, human nature, the movie Minority Report by Tom Cruise and, well, the director, I forgot his name, but Tom Cruise is in it. There's a scene where he went to see the botanist, a woman that work with plants. Is that the movie? Is it Minority Report? I may have confused it with another movie. And the botanist, he was talking about human survival. And the botanist show him a Venus flytrap type of plant. A plant that is alive, but it has thorn on it. she said, well, do you really want to know how human being or life itself really operate? And she grabbed the plate and choking the plate as it's going to kill it. So the plate is about to die, and with its full might and strength, it pulled out her hands and used her tongue to cut off her hands, well, to injure her. And she showed the blood to the character, I believe it was Tom Cruise, and she said, instinct survival. It's always survival. People will literally let you die in this fire so they can survive. See this garbage you people see on TV and seeing like Superman saving people, or this guy risking his life for other. This H doesn't exist. In real life, everybody relying for themselves. In the wildlife, man, everybody for themselves. If they find a way, the danger is not on them. The danger is only on you. They will TikTok it, film it, stream it, save you, humiliated you, things like that. But if the danger is for them and for you, they ain't gonna come to your rescue, son. There was a video that I uploaded three years ago where down there in Florida, there was a huge flood. And my mother got stuck at the train station, so I had to go ahead and pick her up. I got into my SUV, the Holy One. This thing is freaking giant. So I drove over there to get her the videos in my channel. On my way there was a little lady. Her car stopped in the middle of the street, and the car was floating because there was a lot of water. So I was passing by. My car is much more higher, and I was cruising. I didn't want to drive so fast into the water because it's not good. So the little lady came towards my car so I can open the door and let her in. And if I open the door, water will get into my car, damage and stuff like that, electrocution possible. I don't know what's in the water, and that wasn't my mission. Okay, I drove straight past her, and I went and pick up my mother, and then I brought my mother home. And somebody in the comment board, say, well, you were wrong there. The person said, if it was for me, I would have risked my life for this person. I would have died for her because this is who I am. This is what Christ would have done. It's just amazing how people think, when they are not in the situation, they think for you that is in the situation. There are many people that have into situation and then they say, Big Levi, what would you have done? I know you would have done the right thing. And I said, beloved, I don't know what I would have done. Because I'm outside your situation, I see the solution. But when I am in it, I wouldn't know what I would have done. People think it's cool to risk your life for someone that you don't know, for someone that is indeed hated the guts of your people, for someone that you have no idea. You were supposed to go out and rescue your mother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your father, whoever that person was. You didn't. You lost your life for someone that you have no idea, and you think Jesus will open the door or whatever. The Holy One gives you the message to give it unto his children, and you went straight to the gate. Do not go to those Gentiles over there. You went straight over there. You gave them the message, and look what they did with it. And you think you will receive some kind of trophy for up the mission? Those people could not get out. Because people are like, yo, if I stop, let you guys out, I'm going to get stuck and I'll be burned. I'll die. I'll die. So they don't want to get involved with that. People think the stuff they saw on TV, people always like, oh, a good Samaritan. And so I keep telling people there is no such thing as a good Samaritan. The guy that saved the other dude by the side of the road, he wasn't a Samaritan. He was an Israelite fellow. He lived in the city of Samaria. The Samaritans were horrible people. And you shouldn't be do any of that, risking your life, that God precious life the Most High give you. You risk it. And the guy that you saved was a pedophile. Was a murderer. Yet you save him out of a fire. You die there. And the guy get arrested. And then, you know, by the time they realize his crime, he killed himself. People don't care about that, man. Let's keep on moving.
But now, they can't drive back home. A roadblock prevents cars from driving into the evacuation zone. But life continues on. People bike or even walk to work, school, or cheerleading practice. In some cases, for a mile or more.
But would you like a ride? What was that? Would you like a ride?
Okay.
Neighbors like Sean Bloomhagen.
People will do these things, you know, film themselves. Hey man, can I give you a ride? I know stuff. You know, it's me. I gotta help you. When that fire was like, hey man, get out of my way, nigga. I'm coming over there and give you a ride, man. It's human survival. Something in people. It's not just them. It's universal. I will not risk my life for a person that I don't even know. So people can say, man, this is who he was, man. He will give you the shirt off his back, the shoes. I keep telling my people, black folks, stop giving people the shoes off your feet, the clothes off your back. Hey, nigga, you want some shoes? Get your own damn shoes. You want some clothes? Get your own clothes, man. It is not your duty. It is not your thing to go out there and take your shirt that you have and give it to this person that didn't even ask you for a shirt. If the person come and say, hey, you know how rude that is? Somebody's shirtless come up to you and say, you only have one shirt. Say, yo, take off your shirt and give it to me. Be humble. You want to go to heaven? Give me your shoes, man. I'm walking out there shoeless and give me your shoes. Jesus said to do this. You know how rude that is? Somebody come up to you and say, hey, I don't have a shoe. I don't have shoes. I don't have clothes. Take all that you have and give it to me. Get your own stuff, man. Ain't gonna take my shoes off and give it to you, being humble and stuff. You know how hard I work for them shoes, man? You know how hard I work for these clothes? And I know you're a bum. You never work. You don't want to work. All you've been is destroying people that are working. And then now you reach a point of your life, you realize like, and then you come back. No, oh, hell no, man. Black folk been doing this for too long. And what do they get? Mistreatment and all this nonsense. Let's keep on moving.
Got to action.
Normally I don't get into vehicles with strangers.
Bloomhagen still has access to his car behind the roadblock. Since Tuesday, he tells me he's been providing shuttle service to his friends, neighbors, and strangers in this community who just need a ride.
And some people are like, oh no, it's not that far. And I'm like, it's far enough. I mean, and I'm going that way, so let's go.
Helping people like Ryan, a new father who went to grab his in-laws' cat from their home as they help watch his baby. Or picking up Tammy and taking her back home for the first time since the fires broke out.
You need me, you call.
Providing a glimmer of hope to a community facing so much.
It's going to take years to get through this.
Reporting in Spokane, AJ Janavel.
So this is not something, beloved, that would take like a few days to get out of. This isn't something that would take a few years. You don't recover from things like that. This isn't just one house. Even though you physically, to a degree, recover all the neighborhood is rebuilt back, one, it will never be the same. Two, the mental scar you suffer from this thing is permanent. Some people have connection with their pets that they don't have with human being. This pet perish on that, whatever. That guy say he lost his dad cat or his neighbor's cat and things like that. Okay? How long we are into this thing? Good grief. Let's keep on moving.
It's going to take years to get through this.
There you go.
Washington. It's going to take years to get through this. Washington wildfire victims trying to make sense of the destruction as new details are now emerging about the man who is suspected of starting one of those fires.
All right, now we will go into this dude. We'll go into this name and why all those things are happening. Then again, I'm not discrediting anything. This is my own opinion. You're welcome to form your own, and whoever have their own opinion out there, that's fine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Today, suspected arsonist.
Did this dude say welcome to the West Coast Wrap? Is that what that is? Let's turn on the caption right there.
Who is suspected of starting one of those fires. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Today, suspected arsonist Aaron Farinacci returned.
West Coast Wrap. I believe that's a term they use to... I'm not quite sure what that term is, but it's a news term.
To West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Today, suspected arsonist Aaron Farinacci returned to court.
Aaron Fibonacci.
As prosecutors revealed that he spent weeks planning how to fires. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Today, suspected arsonist Aaron Farinacci.
This dude's name is Alex Savage, but the pronunciation Alex Savage, West Coast Wrap, 21 Savage, but anyway.
He returned to court as prosecutors revealed that he spent weeks planning how to start the old Trails fire that destroyed hundreds of homes in the Spokane area. Authorities believe Farinacci used a time-delayed ignition device to start that fire, and they say the 37-year-old admitted to starting 25 fires in the Spokane area. Defense attorneys asked the judge to order Farinacci undergo a mental health evaluation. He's facing several counts of first-degree arson with bail set at $2 million. And late this afternoon, Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles urged people in the community to be on the lookout for potential copycats.
And here's the thing with you guys. Why do they have to do that? Let's go with the name Aaron Farinacci. Is that what that is? Mr. Aaron Farinacci. All right then, Farinacci. That's the name of this fellow. The guy that is allegedly started the fire, okay? This is the guy. Apparently, this dude, when he was 16 or 19, he murdered his father. He's 37 years old. The guy, let me just put this here. 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci, convicted of murder in Arizona, was arrested Monday after witnesses saw him kneeling in grass near where the old Trails fire started Saturday. When detained, he was carrying waterproof. 3 + 7. I'm not making this up. We already know who's in the mix here. 3 + 7 equal what? Put it in the comment board. Put it in the live chart. You know who's indeed in the mix. The first name is Aaron. Okay. The last name is Farinacci. Sounds Italian. Let's go for the definition of the name Aaron. What does the name Aaron mean? Okay, well, this thing usually talk, but Aaron, his Hebrew name meaning high mountain, exalted, or mountain of strength. In the Bible, Aaron was the older brother and spokesperson of Moses, as well as the first high priest of the Israelites. Hebrew roots derived from the Hebrew name Aharon. Okay, Aaron. Okay, Aharon. All right. So, Aaron, and he's known in Islam as Arun because it's pretty much the same story, perverted it. Okay, and all the books, it's pretty much the moment we let the Gentiles get their hand into our stuff, they get it up. All right. high mountains, exalted. We'll take the name or the word, exalted, mountain of strength. This isn't talking about the so-called 83 right here. They are not being exalted. Yea, they are trying to exalt their elites and their data centers or whatever that they want to say, cause this DEW or this guy, you know. The reason, beloved, they have to come and say things like that and put some... Wait, hang on. There's the fellow. You know what? Let's go with the picture. The reason why, beloved, they have to put a picture like this because people are asking questions. There aren't no lighting. Oh, it was the lighting, but well, there weren't none. We checked the weather. What's starting these things? Well, we gotta tell them something, man. They keep asking. Oh, it was this guy. Who was it? Oh, Aaron Farinacci. He's 37 years old. When he was like 16 or 20 or whatever, he murdered his own father in Arizona. Out of all the places, Arizona. And he been living in Spokane. He started over 25 fires. 2 plus 5, you already know. And he's the one that caused 25 fire, over 700 homes. 7 plus 0 plus 0, you already know what to do. And you know what that means. If you don't, you can ask in the comment board. Somebody will get that to you. Okay? Now let's go with the name Farinacci. Oops. All right. Excuse me. Farinacci is Italian surname derived from the word farina, meaning flour, French farine, functioning originally as an occupational name for a miller or flour merchant. It can also refer to historical figures such as the prominent Italian fascist political Roberto Farinacci. Okay? Excuse me. Etymology comes from farina, flour, combined with the suffix indicating derived from association. Naci, okay, Farinacci, flour. Now, flour.
All right, flour around Fort Lauderdale.
Wheat flour. There we go. There you go. Wheat flour, okay? Wheat and chaff. Mr. Farinacci, Mr. Aaron, exalted high mountain flour. Flour comes from wheat, and when you have flour, you can make pretty much a lot of stuff. You make bread. The barbelled basket. Is that a sign? Is it a sign that the Holy One is taking away the land from the wicked and bring us Genesis 15:14, that great substance? Is it a sign that the 7 years of the healthy wheat is about to begin, but not for these people, but for a very specific group of people? Because these fires, beloved, when you analyze them, when you watch them, they are burning a very specific demographic. It isn't random. People are watching how neighborhoods, suburban, are surgically being targeted, caught. Okay, all right. I'll do this. Okay, being surgically cut. Flour. They are all type of flour, but because we want to get to the wheat, we use this thing, the flour. Exalted flour, high mountain wheat. The only wheat or only flour you can find on this high mountain, this isn't talking about 83 at all. Are we about to get that bread, beloved? I myself am excited. I get the message, man. I don't know about you. Exalted flour, high mountain bread, high mountain wheat. I get it. What do you think that means? Can you go further in breaking down the fellow's name? When you take flour and wildfire and water, what can you make? If you have flour, salt, water, fire, what can you make? Beloved, this is real. This is not a joke. I'm not making this up. Let's keep on moving. Now, this thing happened again in Spokane. So I get the place over there. Oh boy, how long we're into this thing? Oh, yeah. I think I got oops. All right. Okay. Got another hour, so to speak, to excuse me. Probably to go. What does Spokane mean? The word Spokane is commonly translated as children of the sun. You can't make this up. You can't. Spokane is commonly translated as children of the sun. Are you the children of the sun? Are y'all all the children of the sun? I'm speaking to my people. I don't care about others. I know I know what child I am. Shemeshite children. The children from Shemesh. I mean, what else people want here? It is the name of an indigenous Salish-speaking Native American tribe from eastern Washington, as well as the major city and river named after them. Tradition, meaning popular history, links the word to sun or sun person. Originating from early fur traders, who translated the name of the 19th tribal leader, Elim Spokane, son of the sun. Okay, it means children of the sun. Now you got that fire, a wildfire, happening in Washington State, washing water. Stone, the person, the water, and the flour, the Aaron Fibonacci, the Fibonacci sequence. Now you got Spokane means children of the sun. And you people still want to come over there and argue. Go argue with that. Go argue with Spokane. Go argue with the sun. Go argue with the wildfire. You ain't going to come and argue with me here. You ain't got no point. You can't come over here and make a point. And you can flip this and say, oh, well, the AI or whatever, that wrong. It doesn't mean children of the Smiths. It just mean children of God, Republican, American, or whatever. Give the Holy One great praise, great glory, man. Children of the sun, that's where the fire is happening, because the children of the sun is causing this. Beloved, you must activate the ley line. I don't care who you are out there. If the Holy One calls you, go ahead and activate it. Well, how do you do this? We have the instruction here for you. If you go to our Patreon, sign up, Intra Templum or Gravis. Okay, the ley line activation, we have the video we explain, and we just publish besides the lesson we did a few days ago. Okay, all right. The 3 ways to activate the ley line, August 1st, Word of Power. Okay, go ahead and then download it. Go activate the ley line. Put your feet down. Put your hand up. Go do this thing. Go do it. Okay, the people already did this. They get it. They are on mission. You don't have that much time. I don't want my people, when they're being questioned, say, well, what did you did for the Holy One? What did you do? Well, I pray. Okay, well, good. No problem. Let's keep on moving. Okay, now we established Spokane mean children of the sun. Aaron Farinacci mean exalted wheat, exalted flour, high mountain flour, high mountain bread, Bible basket. You got fire, you got flour, you got water, you're making bread. Some great blessing is coming. I don't know who to who, but I know I'm going to get mine. Okay, let's keep on moving.
And I will say to our citizens, during these high fire probability events, pay attention to what people are doing and don't hesitate to let law enforcement know. I was talking to the incident commander for the IMT team this morning, and the conditions are such right now in Spokane that he said there was a 100% chance that a spark from anything will start a fire.
Now, here's the latest tonight on the battle against those 3 large fires burned.
So that was in 16 hours ago, and Spokane area wildfires, okay, the Children of the Sun area wildfire, at least 400 homes, hundreds of other structures destroyed. That is a very specific number right there, 400. Well, anyway, man.
Burning around Spokane. At least 400 homes and hundreds of other buildings have been destroyed. The fires have burned more than 10,000 acres. Containment is holding steady tonight at around 13% on 2 of those.
10,000. The number 10. 13% containment. 5% containment. 13 plus 5 equal 18. 1 plus 8. You already know what that is. You do your thing.
Fires, and the other one is 5% contained. Tens of thousands of people remain evacuated from their homes tonight. Fox 13's AJ Janavel shows us how people in the community are coping during this disaster.
Scariest thing I've ever been through.
The hazy Thursday sun rises over the destruction caused by Spokane fires.
Going to check on my home. It's still standing. Thank goodness.
Neighbors impacted by the Old
Wait,
Trails fire
this
tell
is
me
pretty much the same thing. Let's keep on moving, get something fresh. But that thing was like 16 hours ago, but keep,
Brandon T. Jones, he was at that press conference that took place just a little over 3 hours ago, and he's joining us now live tonight. And Brandon, what would you say was the biggest message this afternoon from the sheriff?
Hey there, Cody. Well, the biggest takeaway from this press conference is that Sheriff John Knowles says it is simply not safe yet to drop those evacuation levels and allow folks to start returning to their property to assess the damage. He says things just currently at this point, they're hazardous areas. There's situations where fires are still popping up. So he's asking the community to please have some patience with law enforcement, with these firefighters that are still actively fighting some of these hot spots within these evacuations.
And here's the thing concerning this. Whenever a fire like that happened, people lost their home and the trees still stand, or some of them burned down. Most of the properties and communities are rendered to ash. And those guys will come out there with their chest puffed up and like, we officially contain the fire. The fire is 100% contained. 100% what now? Yeah, we contain it. You know, it was 13% when we begin. Now it's 100%. 100% contain. Containing what? They do that all the time. Remember the Palisade fire? Oh well, the fire is 100% contained. After all the houses is gone, yeah, it's contained. And those guys will give themselves a pat on the back. They will parade themselves out there like they are all that. You know, they'll go out there like, yo, man, we work 16 hours a day on this fire and stuff like that. You know, back the red, back the blue, back this, back that. Remember the whole fiasco with Colin Kaepernick, 2018? Back the blue. You see, you got folks that are in Spokane that I always dub them as survivalists. You have people over there that go over there specifically to be off grid, and they have a lot of food and ammunition and supplies and medical stuff, and they're like, well, you know, when the grid go down, you know, I'll be over there in Spokane in the wilderness and things like that. So, you know, nobody can do anything to me and stuff. You know, somebody try to come over there, I'm gonna shoot them. I'm gonna stop them. Well, until the fire came in, you know, bad boys, what you gonna do when the fire indeed came for you? Well, you did nothing. You couldn't do anything. Are you gonna shoot the fire? You're going to kneel upon its neck? Is that what that is? Well, you did nothing. There's nothing to come back to. Even you came back, you say, oh, that's where my home was, you know, gone, assess the damage, call your insurance. People were complaining the insurance are giving 10 cents on a dollar. I believe we have it here. There's a video. Let me double check with the stuff. I was reading it somewhere. Lately, this Guac AI been giving me something. All right. I've been reading some articles concerning that Spokane fire over there in Washington, and some of the people complained that some of the insurance company are giving 10 cents on a dollar. Can you verify for me, please?
I looked into it. The Spokane fires that started around August 1st destroyed over 700 homes and prompted around 500 claims with State Farm alone. There's no confirmed report of 10 cents on the dollar payouts for this event. What I'm seeing are complaints about underinsurance and low initial offers, which is a common pattern. For the 2023 Gray Fire, some victims reported getting only about 40% of their replacement value. Insurance companies often start low, and you can push back. Negotiating with a contractor's estimate can increase it by 10 to 25%.
Okay, so I didn't ask for all that, but, you know, some of the one that happened in 2023, which this thing happened all the time, those people never really listen. They only got 40% of that 100% things they paid. I was reading on the place where the people were getting 10 cents on a dollar. And I always keep telling people, yo, those insurance dudes, those insurance people are not your friend, okay?
Zone. So Noel says he understands people are reasonably angry as they try to get back into these neighborhoods to address their property. Again, some folks still waiting to figure out if their home survived the fire or not. But ultimately, the sheriff says these zones are still very active. He actually pointed out that today fires have popped up in the Indian Trail area. So in this afternoon's press conference, he said, quote,
and this thing keep happening in Indian Trail. Indian. Do you know who the true Indios are? Well, you people pretend you don't know, but you do. That's right. That's right. These things is happening over there. But yeah, well, whatever you say, man. Let's keep on moving.
Want to risk people's lives.
I want our public to understand that those burn areas are absolutely not safe for people to be in.
They're not.
I will tell you, we have people going into those, not protected in any way, shape, or form. And the decision for us to let the public into those areas will be when we are confident that there is no risk to their life immediately or into the future.
In this press conference today, Sheriff Knowles did say he expects a small drop for a small area to go down from a level 3 to level 2, but he again emphasized this is a small portion of this community. He said in terms of the greater community and those remaining in level 2 and level 3 evacuations that things potentially could not change for several weeks as they continue all of these cleanup efforts. And
it's going to take time. It's going to take time, beloved. Imagine this take you 3 years, because in 2023 it happened over there, and then 2026 it happened again. Imagine this take you 3 years to rebuild everything, and 2029 you're like, finally I rebuilt and stuff. Though insurance only give me 40%, and then it happened again, and then you lost everything. Are you gonna rebuild again? You're going to fight nature? Is that what that is? Go ahead and drink a little water right quick. Oops. Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! Yep, all right, get the book, do your own background check, do the best that you can. Let us keep on moving. Fire is here, spoken, the children of the sun. All right.
It's going to take years to get through this.
Washington wildfire victims trying to make sense of the destruction.
Okay, I think this is the same video. Yeah, it's the same video.
Brandon T. Jones, he was at that press conference.
I think I put the video twice.
Destruction all the way down the street.
Flames ripping through neighborhoods in Spokane, leaving a trail of destruction.
Not knowing if we were going to come back to a home.
And forcing tens of thousands of families to evacuate.
It's clearly our worst natural disaster in our history.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pay. That destruction from the fires in Spokane has been described as a war zone. The flames have destroyed hundreds of buildings so far, most of them homes, and have burned through thousands of acres. About 65,000 people within Spokane city limits have been evacuated. Officials say it could be days or even weeks before people can return home.
Then again, return home. Return to what? There's nothing there. This thing is done. The what? You want them to come back to the pile of ash and say, oh, well, you know, we are strong, we are American and stuff like that. You know, we'll take care of this. And in a jiffy. Things are so cheap now. I'm going to go ahead and buy construction materials to build this stuff. Is that what that is? Okay, well, then let's keep on moving then. Man, do I have the time to complete 2 hours? I think I do.
Behind every one of those burned homes is a family trying to rebuild their lives. Behind every one of those dramatic images we see is a young, exhausted firefighter who's risking everything to keep people safe.
The Spokane complex fires are the #1 firefighting priority in the country right now.
I mean, look at this, man. This thing is done. You see how far Spokane is from Seattle. Man, it's very far.
Made up of 3 fires that sparked on August 1st and exploded in size. The Autumn Lane fire has now become the largest of the 3. To the south is the Old Trails fire, and to the east is the Fairview fire.
And 90, I-90, 9 plus 0, 9, 6 upside down. You already know.
Fire. Some of the most widespread damage is in the area of the Old Trails fire. Reagan Gallo walks us through it.
Now, right here, I am at a cul-de-sac. I just want to show you kind of just the impacts here. This house behind me, I'm going to step away for a second, completely gone in this cul-de-sac. There are about 4 homes in this cul-de-sac. This one, total loss. You just go a little bit to their neighbor's house just to show the sporadicness of the flames still standing. Look at that right there. That blue home completely untouched. And then if we can get the camera to move just a little bit, then you can see the 2 other neighbors in this cul-de-sac also completely gone. And those there's a little bit of smoke coming from this one home that I'm looking at right in front of me as well. So obviously still a little bit active here, just to show that impact of our communities who are dealing with losing their homes, many cherished items, memories, while others just barely escaped the flames.
Investigators believe the Old Trails fire may have been intentionally set. Authorities arrested 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci on Monday on a first-degree arson charge. He is right now being held on a $1 million bond. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says on Saturday, witnesses reported seeing him bending down near grass where the fire started and that he looked nervous. A short time later, they saw smoke coming from the area.
Then again, beloved, they have to give the people something that is somewhat satisfied to their curiosity. You know, this fire started because this Negro over there did it. You know, his name is Aaron Fibonacci, and Fibonacci that we and stuff like that. They have to do that because if they don't, they have no other explanation. Well, what? A lightning did this? Remember not a few years, this thing kept happening where the airplanes are falling off the sky. You know what? Let's check on this. We pretty much know I got everything in. Oh, there's a family interview right there. I want to get there. There we go. All right. Airplane accident. I think there was a F-35 that went down. Okay, what they keep telling people, oh, it's birds going, flying into this thing. Oh, a bird caused that? No. All right then. That's it's a big ass bird right there, And those birds are. One of them keep doing that because it's been a fair amount of them happening lately. But anyway.
Having to find someplace else to call home.
It's so crazy, huh?
For hundreds across the inland Northwest, it's not a homecoming, it's the start of cleaning up the life they once knew.
It was minutes. It was probably 2 minutes.
Tira Atwood and her family
Cheese, exactly.
now left digging through
And
melted
this is the
children's
garbage
toys.
that you people are doing, pretending everything is fine. The kids cheese and laughing thing. This is a game. You do not process the grief. That's why you guys go out there and after people are gone, you blow your head off. That's why the kids go up on drugs. You think this thing is something they should witness and laugh at it.
It was like probably like 2 minutes.
Tira Atwood and her family, Jeez, exactly. now left digging through melted children's toys, charred tree limbs, and smoldering earth as they prepare their young boys, Apollo and Atlas, to say their final goodbye to the only home.
Okay, Apollo and Atlas. You can't make this up. Young boys, Apollo. Let's listen to it again. Put the title, the subtitle. Excuse me.
The life they once knew.
It was minutes. It was like probably like 2 minutes.
Tira Atwood and her family, Jeez, exactly. now left digging through melted children's toys, charred tree limbs, and smoldering earth as they prepare their young boys, Apollo and Atlas.
Apollo and Atlas, all right? Now, the name Apollo, I mean, you can't really make this up. Here we go. What does the name Apollo means? The name Apollo originates from the ancient Greek name Apollon. Its precise linguistic meaning is debated, with roots linked to destroyer, averter of evil, to strengthen and protect. But we'll take with destroyer, okay? Apollo means destroyer, okay? It was the god of the sun, all right? Apollo mean destroyer. A lot of people think that thing went away. Why do you think the fires are happening here? You know? There you go. Let's take this one. Okay, God of the sun, Apollo. Okay, sun, children of the sun, Spokane, Apollo. And the other kid name is Atlas. Okay. What is this? Apollo referred to ancient Greek god of music? No. What is that? No. Apollo wasn't the, god of music. No, Apollo was all of Helios. Hang on. Was Apollo the god of the sun? Yes. The god is the sun. It's the god of the sun. And god of music. Yeah, it is the sun. There's Apollo. There's Helios. Anyway, what does the name Atlas means? Atlas in Greek origin means bearer of the heavens, to endure, to carry, to support. You got destroyer. You got 3-eye Atlas. The destroyer is in the mist, standing those beaming sunbeam, destroying those places with precision. Apollo, Atlas. You can't make this up. If somebody want to make that up, then you're really good at making things up.
To say their final goodbye to the only home they've ever known.
This is the first time they've actually been here. The first thing he said was like, he didn't see the house, and he was like, where's the house? And so that kind of really hurt, and it was really sad to hear.
However, their home was just one of 3 on Bobby Atwood's property.
Well, I knew what the devastation was going to be because I watched it all happen.
A property she worked to build for the last 6 years, surrounded by fire and burnt to the ground in 20 minutes before her very eyes.
So 2 fires basically converged right here. Boom, 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 and it's coming up the hill. Boom, boom, boom. So, I mean, we barely got out of here, up this area. It was really scary.
But not everyone in the family made it out.
I was really hoping that I would find the other 2 dogs and be okay, or one of the neighbors had them or something, but my son and his wife met me over here pretty much at the same time, and I recognized that it was the dogs right away, and that was pretty devastating.
Now with no savings, no homeowner's insurance, and no idea where to start over, the Atwood family has no other choice but to start back at square one.
Again, how? How? This woman is probably in her 40s, 50s. She spent 6 years in 2020, 6 years working on this thing, and then it burned down. Okay, go to the government, man. Trump like, yo, son, these things it's dry, man. He ain't gonna come over there and get that blessing. You guys don't want to tell the people all this stuff is happening because of the sin you folks committed against the children of God. And you know who they are. The children of the Son. The true Indian. The more you refuse, 3-eye Atlas is in the midst. You're destroying pretty much everything. The flood, what you can think is amplifying it. This thing is an amplifier. People think that thing is going away. It never. It's still there. They just don't talk about it. This is bad. It's so bad that it is good. Let's keep on moving. Wait, hang on. How long we are into this thing? Okay, I got another 30 minutes to go.
Despite the overwhelming amount of grief she feels for everything that was lost, Bobby says she's grateful that all her family was able to get to safety.
We're resourceful and we made it out with our lives, and that's the most important part.
The Atwoods plan to start cleaning up here soon, but as you can see, that's not going to be a small or easy task.
The federal government has approved Washington's request for an emergency declaration. That means federal assistance will help local authorities respond to the fires. FEMA says it will coordinate relief to support firefighters and help those impacted. Help has already poured in from across the country and around the world. Fire crews from more than a dozen states and Australia have joined the fight. Washington National Guard soldiers are also helping, as these fires have already become among the most destructive Washington has ever seen. Alex McLoone has more details.
Across Spokane, police and National Guard troops are trying to keep people out of evacuation zones. People eager to know when they can go home.
We pushed, and it was made very, very clear, and I trust the folks in this room. We don't know.
State and local officials say crews are going neighborhood to neighborhood and even using satellites to bring the scope of damage into focus. An assessment that could reach about 1,100 structures damaged.
I've been to a lot of places around the world, and not so good places around the world, and I can tell you today that that's a war zone.
The fires packed a punch. The damage has even surpassed destruction from the 1991 historic wildfire disaster known as Firestorm.
Again, those folks always try to rationalize or making things look like it happened before 1991 and stuff. Don't worry and stuff. No, 1991, you weren't your blessing. Now, not so much. To my beloved out there, listen. I don't want my people to... Well, I don't want my people to think that the Holy One has abandoned them. Because there are certain stuff that happen out there. There are certain folks that look like you that are not you. And their job is to constantly, 24 hours, bringing news that will bring you to a low vibration. I have a rule here and I made it very clear. You will not come in the midst of the AK family here and bring your garbage. Your Jacob's trouble because this thing happened over there. That thing happened over there. You didn't look into it. You didn't ask, okay, Holy One, why did this thing happen? I don't know. Please give me light. You did not invite the Holy Spirit, say, Mother, I don't understand why this thing happened to this sister over there. And the Holy Spirit will come and say, her parents sold out. That's why she had to pay. But people love to put those things out there and say, hey, Jacob's trouble happened because this happened. But none of them will say, okay, well, look at this, man. The entire place over there is burning down. What the hell is going on? And those the neighborhood that are being burned down, the suburban sort of specific area there, seems like they are targeted. Why? But you guys don't.
where 114 homes burned to the ground.
We've lived here a long time and we've never seen anything to this magnitude. Firestorm in 91 was a monster.
In the coming weeks, people will look for hope. Outside one of the homes, Holly and Randy are surprised to find an angel untouched.
It's just a sign. It's a miracle.
For some.
I think that's a reminder of hope.
A sign to who? To you guys? I mean, to you guys? To you folks? Is that what that is? Because an angel was untouched, and you guys think this is for you? The irony.
This is the easy part, the cleanup.
Officials are asking people to stay away while firefighters tend to hotspots like this and assess damage like this. Those same firefighters are staying at places like hotels, high school gymnasiums, and even pitching tents outside.
Coming up, we'll hear from volunteers rushing in to help families displaced by the fires.
All right, so let's take the other video.
Welcome back. A Spokane family is among the...
Let me see. Okay, the interviews are sometimes good, but they just recycled. There's a video that show the... I think... Is it? No.
Firefighters in Santa Clarita contained a small brush fire late last night. The fire was reported just after 10 p.m. near Newhall Avenue and Carl Court in Newhall. Firefighters found the blaze behind a mobile home park, a storage facility, and an apartment complex. The fire grew about 3/4 of an acre and was heading towards a school before it was contained. No injuries were reported. It is unclear what sparked the fire.
And that's the thing. And next thing you know, when people keep coming in and ask, yo, who keeps starting these fires in Hish? Oh, it was like Mr. Aaron there. Next thing you know, oh yeah, it was Moses. Moses what? Yeah, Moses Blessing. His name, first name is Moses, the last name is Blessing. And he's the brother of Aaron, that guy that started the one over there in Spokane. Yeah, whatever, dog. Whatever. You know? Okay. Oh, there is another fire called gunfire. Gunfire. Let's watch that gunfire.
Now to our coverage of the Gann fire burning in Calaveras County. Containment has grown to 40%, but residents are not out of the woods yet.
So let's give you a look at the evacuation map right now. It's on your screen. Several evacuation orders and warnings have been downgraded, but you can see there are several others that remain. Now, only those who live in the area directly around the fire's perimeter, marked right there in red, are under evacuation orders and cannot return home. People in the surrounding areas in the yellow are free to head home. Meantime, many are eager to go back and see what is left behind. And for some evacuees, it's been days of uncertainty. They've been waiting at a shelter, wondering what that fire may have destroyed.
Some left as soon as those evacuations were ordered. Others chose to stay behind.
We were the only ones here, which was kind of surprising. When they come in and they tell you that it's a mandatory evacuation, you need to take it serious.
I feel I made the right choice. You have to get out of these areas. She stayed, we got a big garden, and she was trying hard, but she can't do it.
Yeah.
We are now learning that one woman died in the fire. Friends have identified her as Susan Solari.
She was found in her home, burned along Hakima Drive. It's an area where we've seen several.
Because those are the people that don't want to get out. They don't want to get out. Like, you know, I'm not going to get out because it's going to come over there and then rob me, loot my place, man. And you know, those people are looting each other's house. I was thinking, I ain't going to get out. Oh, neighbor, are you going to evacuate? Yeah, I'm going to evacuate. Me too. Go ahead first and I'll be right behind you. And then they wait until this neighbor are evacuated. They stay behind because they know where this neighbor put that safe. They know that neighbor got a vault over there. I went to that party, man. I drank wine at that full house. I know where that vault is. And I know the code. I just think that now there's a good reason for me to go over there and swagger jack him. And then go over there and the swagger jack, take everything, put it in the car, evacuate it. And then when the neighbor come back, the house burned down. Like, yo, man, everything burned down. For some reason, the safe was open. Ah, well, you know, fire. You know, the fire has a weird way of doing things, man. I mean, I'm not saying that thank God my house didn't burn or yours did, but If you're looking for to buy a house, you can buy mine. I'm leaving. You leaving that place, man? I'm leaving. Oh, man. All right. Well, then. Hey, good luck with that, man. You know, I'm out. And then they move somewhere to the Philippines or Thailand and leaving that passport, bro. You know, that scumbag lifestyle. You know. But that woman died.
Homes destroyed. Now, one of Susan's longtime neighbors says that she was a longtime dog breeder. She says she was on the phone with Susan in her last moments as a flame surrounded her home. She tells us Solari refused to evacuate and believes that her neighbor did not want to leave her dogs behind.
I tried. I yelled at her. I screamed at her. I begged her. I told her leave the dogs. She was more important.
Now, she says that Solari spent decades training show dogs, police service dogs, and therapy dogs. Joan tells us Susan may have had roughly 20 dogs on her property at that time. Right now, it's not clear if any of them survived.
Oh.
Meantime, Joan's home did not burn down, but she also says that she's thankful for all the hard work the first responders.
Oh, boy. All right. Those dogs are very expensive. Those little small show dogs and stuff like that. They are very expensive, man. It's like $3,500. $5G for a freaking dog, man. You know, one day my daughter wanted one of those pooch. There's a woman that wanted to sell them. Well, how much is those things? She said, oh, she's $3,500. I thought she said she's $35. I'm like, she's $3,500? Yeah. You can breed her and then sell. I'm not going to have a damn freaking pooch in my house and for $3,500. And though I can make $3,500 by breeding her, but where's the guaranteed here, man? These things are expensive, but some people, the Frenchies are actually very expensive. You know, if you got 20 dogs at $3,500 a piece, that's $70,000 right there. But you lost your life over $75,000, man. That's messed up.
Responders have done. Meantime, the sheriff's office has not formally identified Susan. Well, Valley Springs man is accused of starting the Gann fire. Herbert Wayne Smith arrested Monday on charges of recklessly causing a fire.
Now,
okay, so Herbert Smith, that's another dude they caught starting the fire, Mr. Herbert. What does the name Herbert means? Okay, the name Herbert is an old Germanic given name meaning bright army, illustrious warrior. It comes from the ancient Germanic words heri, meaning army or warrior, and bert, meaning bright, shining, or famous. Shining, bright. Where do the shine come from? Where do the light come from? Does Spokane is bring shining that thing? Apollo. There's a lot there. The sun is doing a lot. Yo, when you start decoding things, you're like, God damn, man, the sun is doing a lot, okay? Smith, all right? What does the name Smith means? Smith. The name Smith is occupational surname meaning a worker in metal, such as blacksmith. It traces back to Old English word smitten, meaning to strike or hit. Can't make this up. You know, blacksmith, he used fire to melt the metal or the iron. Okay, crazy.
KCRA3 investigates is learning that he was convicted for starting another fire 8 years ago. Court records show Smith pleaded no contest to starting a fire on someone else's property back in 2018. That was a misdemeanor. Documents show he was using a gas-powered tool when that happened. Now, we spoke to Smith earlier this week. He told us he started the fire using a sawzall to cut up scraps.
CAL FIRE says he didn't clear flammables around that area and didn't have a shovel or fire extinguisher as required by law. Listen to what we asked him and how he answered.
Has anything like this ever happened before for you?
No.
Wayne?
No. I mean, I even fought fire for 3 years when I was in a fire camp. You know what I mean? So I know the ins and outs of fire.
In the 2018 case, Smith was sentenced to 36 months of probation. We're also learning that he's on probation right now for drug-related charges. The case involving the Gann fire is now in front of the district attorney. And the GAN fire has prompted a big response from fire crews.
KCR3's Melanie Wingo is live in Calaveras County now with a look at the work that's underway to help with containment. Melanie?
And you know, this is fascinating. We haven't seen this in quite a while, the coordinated effort at the Fire Incident Command Post. And we're seeing all of the gear that has to be deployed with the now 3,100 crew members who are out working on the lines of the GAN fire. And joining us now is Chris Vestal.
The GAN
hey,
fire
Chris, you know, we have been on a lot of these incidents talking.
Okay, 40, the number 40, number 10 right there, okay? This is actually in California, all right? Let's move to this. That's the one.
Oregon just shattered its modern wildfire record.
Okay, this is in Utah, all right? This is in Utah. Utah, Oregon, Washington, California, burning.
And the season still has 2 full months to go. More than 2 million acres have already burned across that one state, surpassing the previous record set in 2024. Meanwhile, down in central Utah, a monster fire is on track to become the biggest in state history. 86 large fires are burning uncontained right now across the United States. That's according to NIFC as of August 6th. Nearly 30,000 firefighters are deployed as we sit at National Preparedness Level 5, the maximum level. Fire year 2026 has already burned 5.5 million acres nationwide.
And here's the thing, okay?
Level 5, the maximum level. Fire year 2020.
Okay, fire year 2020, 2026. All right, year to year statistic. Let me stop listening. Look what happened in 2020. Okay, starting in 2020, everything was fine there. Okay, the 2018, 2017, 2020. You get 33,000, 38,000, 40,000, 31,000, 29,000, 42,000, 45,000. It's getting worse, worse, worse. And it's only 5 million acres, man. 5.5 million already, okay? Those are all the fires that started, all right? Crazy.
26 has already burned 5.5 million acres nationwide, according to the National Interagency Fire Center. That number is running at 144% of the 10-year average, 44% above normal. My goodness, y'all, we are in a historic and dangerous fire weather situation across the American West. Red flag warnings are in effect. A heat dome is baking the Intermountain West, and dry lightning threatens new ignitions. All data in this forecast comes from NIFC, the IMSR, NWS, and official fire incident reports. Let's get into it. All right, let's start out west and work our way across the country because that is where the biggest fire story in the nation is right now.
And here's another thing. The West is on fire. People are not talking about the East is flooding. People sometimes say, well, what would you like? West, fire or flood? Which one would you prefer? None. If you have a choice between fire, flood, tornadoes, and earthquake, which one will you take? None. That is for me. Which one is the deadliest? I don't know. Fire, tornadoes, flood, earthquakes, all the 4 elements? Don't know.
Starting in the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon are carrying the heaviest load in the entire country right now. 44 uncontained large fires are burning across just those 2 states. That is more than half of the national total. NIFC data shows temperatures in the inland Northwest, places like Spokane, Yakima, and Pendleton, are at or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And here's what makes that so dangerous. Minimum relative humidity is dropping to just 3 to 15% east of the Cascades.
All right, well,
that number comes straight from the NIFC Predictive Services discussion for August 6th. And the overnight...
We don't want all these statistics. We just want to move to the through the video. Okay, so, all right. Okay, this is the... Look at this. Look at the area. It's gone. And people are like, well, this is AI. They're going to build a data center here. Do this and there. Do that and here. right? So, crazy.
Exhausted firefighters in eastern Washington bracing for another long weekend of searing temperatures and high winds that could quite literally add additional fuel to already raging wildfires. On Thursday, prosecutors charged 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci with 4 new counts of first-degree arson.
You believe you have the sole person responsible in custody?
Yes, we do.
According to court documents, a Spokane County detective says Farinacci confessed to starting the devastating Old Trails fire over the weekend, saying he began planning the fire approximately 2 weeks before August 1st, using a weather app to predict a day that would have high winds, low humidity. According to the police affidavit, Farinacci claims he ignited 25 fires near his home between July and August of last year.
Okay, 25 fires. 25. You tell me.
He was questioned by police multiple times, but never arrested.
Why were charges not filed against him last year?
Well, he is white. Why would a white man want to start a bunch of fire if it was a black neighborhood and they caught a black guy? He was just kneeling there praying and they caught the guy. It would have been a different story.
It is not so easy to prove in court beyond a reasonable doubt when all you have is suspicion.
Officials say the Spokane complex fires have now burned more than 10,000 acres and destroyed more than 900 homes and buildings. Dozens of additional wildfires are also burning across the West, including a fire in California, where one body's been found in a burned home. 65-year-old Herbert Wayne Smith has been arrested and accused of recklessly causing that blaze. Smith telling NBC affiliate KCRA he unintentionally ignited the fire while cutting scrap metal.
If I could go back in time and change it, I would. But I can't go back in time. I'm sorry to everybody out there.
Back in Spokane, with fire risk at extreme levels, the sheriff warning any activity that might cause a spark could be disastrous.
Right now with conditions.
Let's keep on moving, baby.
Let's take you to Spokane, where fires have finally slowed their progress with little to no spread in the last 24 hours. Together, they remain less than 15% contained, though some 850 structures have now been destroyed. Some residents being allowed to return to their neighborhoods to see if their homes made it, but thousands are still under evacuation orders.
People who've never evacuated before, we don't know what to take. You know, really, we have no idea. And so you take what you think, and then you get out and it's like, oh, I didn't bring this, I didn't bring... These are the same clothes I wore when I left.
That's the reality.
Those are the people, man, you know, always thinking about that materialistic ish. Yeah, I should have taken this. Did I take that? I think I'm forgetting something in there. What is it? Man, did I take all my money? Did I take all my jewelry? Did I take... Oh, come on, man.
New court documents reveal how investigators say Aaron Farinacci, a man with Arizona ties, planned the Old Trails fire, now the most destructive wildfire in Spokane County history. Prosecutors say that Farinacci spent 2 weeks planning the fire, researching weather conditions. He also studied as a serial arsonist and then built what investigators say was a time delay ignition device. Tips from the public first led deputies to find Farinacci. When they contacted him initially, they say he was carrying waterproof matches and a lighter, but they did not have enough evidence to arrest him just yet, but they brought him in for questioning. They say he initially denied starting any of the fires, but 90 minutes into the interview, he confessed to starting more than 24 of them. Detectives also say he told them that he would set fires and then watch them burn and progress on television. So because of that, his bond has doubled. He's now facing a potential competence hearing.
That guy will start fire and watch them on TV like, I did this. That's some serial killer hish right there, man.
As well as sealing.
Okay, this is over there in Japan, South Korea, and China. Okay, this is the heat. This isn't something that was uploaded hundreds of days ago, years ago. This was August 5th, right? 2 days ago.
A relentless heat wave disrupting daily lives and putting urgent pressure on authorities to respond in parts of China, Japan, and South Korea. In China, efforts to stabilize power supplies amid soaring demand for electricity. Extreme heat driving up dependence on air conditioning units. CNA's Tan Si-Hui with this report.
We're expecting high temperatures over the next 10 days, especially in northwest China like Xinjiang. It could exceed temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius. Already parts of northeast China like Liaoning, as well as Jilin and eastern China, Shandong province, they could break historical records. And that has led to a record high of power demand earlier this week. So the state grid is going to optimize, it's going to improve grid operations. It's also going to prepare for cross-regional power supply, and this will really be a true test of investments in renewable energy.
You guys don't report on this, the H, man. Show me that. Let me see. Yeah.
Rain stations to allow people to lay out their mats and to really cool in the air conditioning. Also in Nanjing, they're going to open
the train station. Allow the people to come back in there. You know what? There is a China Observer. Let's check them. China Observer. Okay, well. China Observer. There you go. They got something in the heat. Wait a minute. They had something on the heat. I was watching it like. The heat is really, really bad over there in China. Yep, that's the one. There you go, okay? China is boiling, okay? This is in China.
On August 3rd, a netizen shared a first-hand account titled, "Workers in Extreme Heat," from a construction site in Sichuan. In the video, a construction worker wearing a blue safety helmet works under the scorching sun, his face covered in sweat. He breathes heavily, frowns, and shows clear signs of dizziness, nausea, and exhaustion. Facing the camera, he reluctantly explains what keeps him going. For my parents, my wife, and my children. After saying this, he took 4 bottles of Huoshang Zhenqi liquid, a traditional remedy used to prevent heat-related discomfort, from his pocket and drank them all. Seriously, everyone, this work is too much for most people. It's so hot. I'm already feeling a little dizzy. I just drank 4 bottles of that Huoshang Zhenqi liquid, but I still feel dizzy and nauseous. Oh, I only need to hold on for another 2 hours until work ends. It wouldn't be right to leave now. I'll keep going for a while. This reflects the reality faced by Chinese migrant workers. No matter how hot the weather is, as long as the forecast remains below 104 degrees Fahrenheit, work continues. There's no work stoppage and no high temperature allowance, only a few inexpensive bottles of Huoshang Zhenqi liquid. Recently, many more videos labeled "Workers in Extreme Heat" have appeared across social media. A putty worker doing interior renovation was covered in white plaster dust stuck to his body. Breathing heavily into the camera, he said he felt he might be suffering from heat exhaustion.
The heat over there in China is no joke, man. You know, it's no joke. Things melted. You know, people go to the supermarket and lay there.
And chatted with a woman there. While I was talking, I started scratching my neck. She looked at me and said, "Oh my, you need to take a bath." I asked, "What happened?" She said, "You scratched off dirt." I replied, "I'm not dirty, okay? I shower every day. I'm telling you, you don't have to look at me. Just walk outside for 10 minutes and it will happen to you too."
哈尔滨这天儿啊，真受不了，真是。
The weather in Harbin is unbearable. My vehicle registration, driver's license, bank cards, even my rice cooker. Everything is sticky. Oh my goodness, why is the weather so sticky?
我要回贵州，不行啊，这温度我真的受不了了。
I need to go back to Guizhou. I really can't take this temperature anymore. I'm not exaggerating. The current temperature in Shenyang is so hot that even mosquitoes don't dare to bite you. They're afraid of burning their mouths. Let's look at a conversation between 2 women from northeast China.
姐妹啊，咱们开个空调行不行？我实在是热得受不了了。
Sister, can we turn on the air conditioner? I really can't stand this heat anymore. Hey, just appreciate these 2 days of hot weather. Soon you'll have to pay heating bills again. And even...
So yeah, China, Korea, Japan, it's really bad. It's worldwide, okay? It's in Europe right now. We're going to Europe. Okay, that's India. Okay, Europe right now, it's 39 degrees Celsius. It's very hot. It's very hot, man. Places are burning. The people can enjoy. The tourists are seeking shade. It's really very, very hot. You know? It's very hot. I personally would not want to be there. Croatia. It's bad. All right, I think we're done with the fire. Okay, let's take the rest now.
A Northern Virginia Baptist minister is facing serious charges tonight, accused of sending explicit photos to a teenager he met after preaching to a church community in York County, Pennsylvania, 18 months ago. Bob Barnard has the developing story for us tonight.
The man accused in this case is the pastor here at Crossroads Baptist Church. We've tried to reach out to him today without success so far. This is Pastor Kenny Baldwin preaching in a video posted on the church's YouTube page. The 47-year-old pastor is accused of sending nude photos to a teenage boy in Pennsylvania, starting around November of 2024.
So those are the dudes, all right? Those are the men that are in the churches, okay? And those dudes are very dangerous. They're no different than the priest, the Catholic priest. And the people in the church, they knew this dude was all about that mess. That's why behind him, the church, the seats are empty. Nobody come to this dude church. They know about those guys. Most Christians out there know that pastors out there doing things. Some of them will not sit for it. Some of them will not stand for it. And there are others that will support that guy, say he is innocent and stuff like that. You got this dude here. Then again, I'm not judging the man, okay, to each his own. All right, you know, the fellow is, you know, walk back mountain. This dude is all about that breaking back, that backdoor entry, son. That's all that dude do. That's his thing, man. He like them young, and he like them from the back. I've studied those dudes. I know them. The moment they open their mouth and acting like they're always wearing this suit, especially if this man start talking bad about women, not because he had a problem with his ex, he just hated women. He see them as competition. He see them as competitors. These dudes, they are out there. And most men are too blind. They're like, he's a successful man. He's wearing a glasses, a nice suit. He's a pastor, god dang it. He got money. He's telling people to make 100 G's out there. No, they are homosexual dude. That's what that is. And this pastor was all about that thing, you know?
They reportedly met and exchanged phone numbers when Dr. Baldwin came to the then 15-year-old's church to give a sermon. The teen, now 17, is from York, Pennsylvania. Pastor Baldwin's church is here in Bailey's Crossroads. We've highlighted the two locations on this map. In court documents, the teen told a Pennsylvania state trooper Pastor Baldwin talked to him about masculinity and then sent explicit photos of himself multiple times a week for about a year.
And that's how those dudes start. They always talk about masculinity, how to be a man. A man, the moment a man, any man out there, open their mouth and tell another dude the way to be an actual man is to be with other dude. We black men don't date women anymore. Not like we black men don't date black women. Men don't mess with women. Those dudes are homosexuals. They are. The moment a man say, man, I don't date women anymore, man, gang, man, I'm just renting, you know, I'm renting the back door. And then they were like, yo, a man's supposed to make 100 G's, man. They will focus 100% on money. Oh, you need to double up your income and stuff. Leave those women out there alone, man. Just chill, man. We got friends out there and stuff. Join our crew. They are doing what they call a pool. A pooling. They are pooling into their pool, into their dating pool. discussing masculinity. This young boy, he's 17 at that time, was 15, don't know any better. You got a mentor. Like, yo, it's hard to find a good mentor out there. Like, this guy's a pastor, a mentor, showing me how to be a man. And then he starts sending inappropriate stuff to the kid, to the dude. Like, yo, man, I'm not into this thing, man. Anytime you see any dude out there with their videos talking about, they like to put everybody, they like to put all the black men in one category. Oh, black men stop dating, man. Women don't date women anymore and stuff like that because they're too proud and stuff. No, those dudes are homosexuals. That's what that is. And they love bringing everybody. That's something that I'm like, yo, dude, man, if you don't date women, that's fine by me, dog, okay? Don't put all of us into this thing. Make sure you title your video right. I don't date women. Me and my friend don't date women anymore. Your name, don't date women anymore because of this and that. That's what that is. But if you put all of us in there, and yo, what the hell? Anytime you see those dudes keep showing their bodies, there's a video of one of those guys. That guy hated the guts of women. He was walking, showing his ab, and then another dude go over there and then smack his ab. And like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. We brothers. Like, yo, what? But that's what that is.
Then again, most recently in early June of this year. The trooper says some of those images have been saved as evidence and that Baldwin admitted to state police that he sent 15 images of his privates to the boy.
15 images of his private to the boy. And the people that are in the church watch this thing. They watch the news. They heard that. Sunday, today's Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, this church will be packed. And they will bring their children there. They'll bring their little boys there. And we keep telling you, amen, if you know this guy, he's a molester, he's a rapist, he loves little one, and you brought your little one over there, this is child abuse. Because you know this guy is about that. We cannot blame the wolf for eating the sheep, beloved. He is a wolf. We cannot blame him. That's what he does. He go around, he ate the unguarded sheep. Unshepherded sheep, if this is a real word. We cannot say, oh, this guy is nasty, is this? No, he is not. The people over there know this dude was all about that stuff. They're like, oh, well, if we pray for the devil enough, he will become God. Oh, what? No, none of this is right. Man, this guy, that's what he does. He's a wolf. You cannot change him through prayer and make him to something else. This is what he does. And those dudes out there, they got YouTube channels. There are plenty. You watch one video of those dudes, you'll see those guys YouTube will overwhelm you with their videos. Yo, we passport bros, man. If you're a passport bro, contact me. I will give you this girl's number and stuff. Nah, it don't work like that. When you get connect with those dudes, they're like, yo, man, you need to come, man. We got a place. We got all of us, man. We're going to go over there and enjoy. And then they take those dudes. They go places. They give you drink. You drink. You pass out. Next thing you know, you wake up with butt pain. Those dudes are very good at doing this, man. Okay?
It's rare to catch a person the first time they're engaged in something like this. So investigation into this person, into their internet activity, there may be other victims of this pastor doing likewise.
Indeed, they have other victims. And the people in the church, they're well aware of that. Yet they will still come to the church. They'll still come to this pastor. He will go to, let's say if you go to jail for like 5-6 months. After he releases, his church will be packed. We miss you, Pass. Yo, this dude, he got caught doing things with a 15-year-old boy. Well, he didn't do anything. He was just sending images. Yeah, but he's the guy that's gonna show us the way to heaven. This is the man.
elsewhere. So this is a serious matter and should be treated as such.
Pastor Baldwin is facing a number of felony and misdemeanor charges, including unlawful contact with a minor, corruption of minors, and indecent exposure. In a news release, Pennsylvania State Police say they have reason to believe Baldwin shared explicit images with other juveniles. Now, nobody here would speak to us about the case.
They won't. They will not, those parishioners, those Christians that go into this guy, they will not speak about it. They are well aware of that. They know those things are funneled. They know when those guys, those pastors get those church and tell those people, bring those young boys in there. You know, bring that little boy over there. You know, I want over there. Let me pray. Let me pray on him in the back door, in the back room. And they will bring those kids. Especially if the mothers, they have beef with their fathers, they hate the son, they want the son to be a cowboy to destroy their life. Women go out there, they do this, they confess that. They hated their son so much, they let another man that they know for a fact this man is a massive cowboy, and they let this boy alone with them. They just go and then they come back. They act like they don't know what happened. When the boy tried to explain, say, "Mommy, he did this to me." Nah, he will never do this. Because they hate the boy father's guts, and they let hash like that happen. This is a common recurrence. That's one. There are other women that that's how they get off. It's something that got them off. To watch their loved one being well on by this dude. There are, you know, and this type of things, man. There was something. There was somebody in there? Oh, all right. All right. This type of thing happens, son. And you will have those people keep bringing children in those churches. We told them, yo, you can't be bringing kids in there, man. Jaden, close the door. Close the door. Shut it shut. You know? Like, yo, you can't be, you know, doing that. But the church will be full with people paying this guy, giving money, so he can do the same thing that he did. Because once you're a Christian, you always will be a Christian.
But in a statement to Fox 5, Crossroads Baptist Church writes, please.
Look at this. Please keep our ministries in your prayers as we seek to faithfully follow God's leading. Your prayers mean so much to us because they need that energy. Why would you want people praying for you, man? You got caught up in something like that, man, with that young little boy. He was not about that thing, man. He met you. He looked like this is a father figure, man. He just want a dude, a man that will guide him through stuff. Then you start sending the man like talking about masculinity, because that's how they get the young boy. If a boy is not an homosexual, is not gay and stuff like that, you get him by talking about, you know, masculinity. Yo, you need to be a man out there. You need to work out, man. Do you have muscle, man? You need to have muscle. Send me a picture of your body, man. See like where you at. Ah, man, you need to work out, man. Yo, your abs is not tight enough. Anytime you see a man focus on another dude's abs, they are obsessed with other dudes. And they hated women's gut, not because that they have something against an ex or whatever. They just don't want them to be there. They just don't want them to exist. And you have women that will support those dudes. They'll go to the church and say, if you pray enough over this thing, you will heal. No, it won't. Oops.
Keep our ministry in your prayers as we seek to faithfully follow God's leading. Your prayers mean so much to us. Dr. Baldwin was arraigned in a Pennsylvania courtroom yesterday. He is free until his next court date next month.
All right, so he's a pastor doctor, and then he's doing this thing. That was 2 weeks ago. Did they get this dude again? Let me see if I can have a. Well, they don't put his name in there. His name right there? Well, they don't put his name. Okay, those dudes are all about that thing. Anytime you see those dudes dressing like this and they'll keep talking about like how you're supposed to be a man, join them, join their stuff. Like, yo, hey, I'm all about the masculinity and being a man, make more money and stuff like that. But the moment this men start trashing other men You know, especially when they start saying, man, those 9 to 5 dudes out there and stuff and things humiliated another dude that have a job that is somewhat below what you're doing right now. They're homosexuals.
And out of that breaking news we've been following tonight, police found more than 50 decomposing bodies inside a funeral home on the southeast side. It's happening at the South Chicago Chapel. That's in the 2900 block of East 95th Street. The bodies were found inside closets and an attached garage. Funeral home was still holding funeral services. One neighbor told us that he saw a procession just last week.
I do have relatives that live in the neighborhood. Every time I come through here, I smell a foul smell in the air. And I was wondering what that smell was, and I kept thinking maybe it was the sewer. That is so awful. But I hope they get it resolved. I hope they get it resolved and put the bodies away properly like they supposed to be, and justice for the family.
So here's the thing. People don't want to say, hey, a lot of folks are being no more and there's no more room and we don't have the money to take care of everything. Okay? But people are dying. They just say, oh, we find 50 bodies decomposing. A lot of people are being no more than usual.
A Northern Virginia Baptist minister is facing serious charges tonight, accused of sending explicit photos to a teenager he met after preaching to a church community in York County, Pennsylvania, 18 months ago. Bob Barnard has the developing story for us tonight.
Okay, what's his name? What's that name?
The man accused in this case is the pastor here at Cross.
Okay, we already watched this one. Crossword. What's his name? They don't put his name in there.
Madam Speaker, another concern relates to expectations. One of the dangers associated with creating advocacy offices is that citizens often develop expectations that exceed the powers actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series.
This dude is just reading an AI. We just showed you those people really don't know what they are doing. They never did. AI is exposing those people. They never actually. They just get the job because you know why? You look at my skin. He's just using some AI chat GPT thing, and then he didn't corrected it.
Series of short points. Madam Speaker, one of my concerns with this legislation is the potential gap between what New Brunswickers may reasonably expect this office to accomplish and what the office will actually have the authority to do once it is established. When people hear that government is creating an energy sector consumer advocate.
Anyway, man, I just thought that was funny. But this is the one we're going to close with, this guy right here.
Authorities are investigating the death of Mohamed Koulibaly, the alleged scammer accused of targeting multiple former NFL players with a fake e-commerce scheme. According to police, the 24-year-old's body was found Friday in the swimming pool of a Harrison Township, New Jersey home by officers making a welfare check after family members called in concerns about his well-being. The discovery coming just weeks after a Barron's investigation named Koulibaly as the organizer of a purported scam that sought to swindle professional athletes by selling them stakes in bogus web stores.
The athletes and other investors would buy into these e-commerce shops that seemed to be doing really good business based on the sales logs that they were able to review. But we were able to determine that those transactions were manually input by somebody with access to the back end of these stores. And the purpose of this was to make these athletes think that they had these successful investments in these shops.
3 former NFL players telling the outlet they collectively lost more than $1 million in investments made with Koulibaly.
Weeks and then months went by, and Mohamed always had a different excuse for why he wasn't paying them. And finally, they just realized they were potentially being scammed.
Former New York Giants line.
So here's my take on this. We have good people in the community. We have men, successful black men that are there to help, successful black women that are there to help. The issue is we got guys like this fellow, Koulibaly. Did the stuff come yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. That Kuba Ali fellow, okay? They will abuse this thing. They will go ahead and steal from people that, want to give stuff. I am working on a project right now. I can't go public with it. It's only for the students, graduates and above. I made it like this because I want to mitigate this type of things. See, when you go ahead, you rob these dudes, okay? Guys like this, those NFL players, okay? Those dudes are very powerful men. Some of them, like these dudes, they are good people. They won't do stuff to you. And you think if you get away by doing this dude wrong, and you can do everybody wrong. Big mistake. There are certain people out there. You do this to them, it ain't gonna end up too well for you. And that's exactly what happened to Mr. Kulubali, what's his name is. And they find him swimming in a swimming pool, unresponsive. Because he is going around, you're 24 years old. You're a young man. Going around scamming people. And those are the dudes that are online. Like you are making $500,000 a day, $500,000 a month. Invest in my business, scamming your own people, or at least scamming people that look like you.
Linebacker Tay Crowder says he became a victim after connecting with Coulibaly through a friend.
It was just every day talking about different investments and different things we could possibly get into. I saw him hanging out with a bunch of different guys that I knew, which, made me feel comfortable.
Crowder invested all of his savings, totaling $500,000 in one of Coulibaly's web stores.
Okay, $500,000, man. 48, 4 plus 8. Giants. You take from this dude. And you think, this is what he did to that guy. This dude was like, hey, man, I was a fool. I lost that and stuff. And you got other dudes out there. Like, so Coulibaly. You think you're smart? Every time they call him, it's like, yo, man, I got the money, man. But the website, they have to process the payment, keep telling them stuff. People think they can just go ahead and hide somewhere and living their life and then they won't be found. Now, there are some pretty awful people out there. You stole those guys' money. They're going to make sure that's the last time we ever did this.
I would log into the store all the time and just see, how it would work and what was going on. I feel like the more I told him about that, as many times I kept logging in, the numbers started going up.
But his promised payout never came.
I don't want anybody else to get involved in anything like this. And whoever has got involved, I just want to come together and make it right.
And earlier this year, Coulibaly had denied to Barron's that he was behind any kind of scam, saying that their reporting was, quote, based on a misunderstanding of the technology and that his investors hadn't received returns from their deals because he himself hadn't received expected funds from a planned acquisition of his venture.
And this is the thing. Those guys always think they can just come up and tell you all sort of lies and then you believe them. Somebody gave you $500,000, you tell them, hey, man, I haven't get paid, man. The website haven't paid me. I got your money, man. When I was a kid, there was a dude just like him in the neighborhood. He will go ahead and borrow money from everyone. And when the person come back and say, oh, I had the money right here, man. Just check me back on Monday, man. Today's Friday. Check me on Monday. Monday came and said, yo, I just had the money right here, man. Yo, I got the money right. I just give it to that guy that I owe, man. Check me back on Tuesday. Tuesday came and he keep laughing in your face and stuff. And he borrowed money from the wrong person. And then two dudes show up, and then he was like, yo, what's up, man? Hey, I thought, and then they just hit him in the mouth. He fell on the floor, they put him on the car, that's it. It's been over 30 years, they never seen him again. Well, they found his bones. Now, man, this thing is real out there. Some of the people, man, you don't F with them, son. You don't F with those people, man. They got a lot of money. You don't, for instance, the cartel. Whatever, the Mexican cartel, Colombian cartel and stuff, none of them will come and mess with you. But you go to a cartel dudes, you say, hey man, invest $500,000, $1 million in my business, you're going to make me like 10 million back. And they do. And you think you're going to get away with that? because you outsmarted them, and when they call you, say something technology. Yo, man, technical stuff, JSON, BESS, AI is not paying. And they're like, oh, I understand. Nah, man, those dudes gonna like, yo, it's time for this dude to go. And that's what happened here, man.
So far, no criminal charges have been filed connected to the alleged scheme, but Coulibaly's accusers are now hoping they can finally get some long-awaited resolution.
Yeah. That's it, man. Everybody understand what happened here. They're like, yo, this dude got cooked. That's it. So, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, so we spent a good 2 hours here, and there's the fire. There's a fire in Oregon still burning. And there's a lot going on. The migrant thing over there in Spain. I didn't want to go ahead and talk about this. There's so much things going on. There are so much things going on. However, I will leave you. I'm leaving you with peace. I'm leaving you with love. I say shalom, and there'll be no Jacob's trouble. Keep praying, keep fasting, keep recording your dreams, keep doing your mental hygiene, and don't F with people out there, man. Don't think like you can outsmart anyone out there, man. Taking people's money and promise them huge return. That's why one of the main reasons, it's not like I'm afraid of investment. It's just there are certain people you really don't want to mess with those people. Whether they want to help out of the goodness of their heart or otherwise. Things like that can happen. Probably could be a misunderstanding. I doubt it. But hey, things happen, okay? The fire is still going on. Hopefully I had time to cover the Japanese earthquake. But great glory, great praise. Shalom. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student, Gravis, and better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! Happy Jubilee is our new album. It is available now on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and any streaming service. You can also watch the music video on our YouTube channel. The link is in the description, and the QR code is at the end of this video. Listen to music that raises your vibration, music in harmony with your peace, music that brings true happiness. The album is by your beloved brother Big Levi. Download it now. Let the music help you reach a higher vibration and a positive frequency. Great glory!